All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sweet Talk. Today is Monday, March 9th, 2020, and I am your host, Kim Mattina. I am a technology teacher as well as a Google certified trainer and educator and a gold product expert for the Google for Education team. And today I am going to show you all about Wakelet. So, this episode is dedicated to my Wakelet friends. They're great people. The tool is awesome. I am also a Wakelet ambassador, and I use Wakelet all the time. And I wanted to share the love and show you what the buzz is about Wakelet, and hopefully convince you to jump on the Wakelet wave. So, before I show you the tool and the interface, uh, what Wakelet is it's a web-based tool that you can use to curate information. So you can collect information and put it all into one collection, and it's a free tool. And what's nice about it is that you can invite collaborators to work on that collection with you. So it's a great tool. It supports the four C's plus one more, the five C's, which is curation. So you have creativity, communication, critical thinking, communication, and curation. And it definitely supports all of that. And it's a very easy tool to learn. It's a visual tool, so it's a great tool for people who are visual learners, and it's a nice way to stay organized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my Wakelet collection that I created for Staff Development Day that I had last month in February. And when I started to learn about Wakelet, I switched my whole training uh, methods to use Wakelet and incorporate Wakelet. I used to always use, a Google Doc for my agenda and use that as like a hyperdoc to go into different tools and different blogs that I wanted to show the attendees. Now, instead of using the Google Doc, I use Wakelet as my agenda doc. So what I'm going to do is share my screen, and I'm going to show you the Wakelet collection that I created in my account just for the Staff Professional Development Day. So let me share my screen. All right, so the first thing that you do is you're going to want to go to wakelet.com and create an account. But before I start that, this is basically the collection that I shared with staff at my school district that day. So this Wakelet collection is all about the professional development training sessions that I gave, that I taught different staff members for that day. Here's my heading and my description. My learning goals for the day is posted here, and I had people use Flipgrid to tell me what their learning goal was for their training that day. So session one was Wakelet, and I went over all of these different topics about Wakelet, and you can see it's very organized, it's clean, it's in a bulleted list, and it's really cut and dry. And then I have here different objects as well. So this is an object where I can add either a PDF file or an image, and I'll explain all that to you in a little while. But this all goes into specifically about Wakelet. This is still all about Wakelet. And I have all of this information right in this collection. And this is all about Wakelet. Again, session one, Wakelet. That you can see they're just pictures. This is a sample Wakelet website, so you can use Wakelet as a website, and this link will take me to a math teacher's website that he's using Wakelet strictly Wakelet to post his homework and to do different things here. Um, I have here PDF files, the Educator Guide to the Wakelet ebook that you can get from the Wakelet blog. That's all in this collection. This is a video that you can watch. This is another video that I created about the Wakelet extension, and we'll talk about that as well. And that, all of that information is in this Wakelet collection under Session 1, Wakelet, Introduction to Wakelet. Okay, so all of those resources are nicely organized. They're visual right in this collection. And you can see here as I scroll down, I have Session 2. Okay, and the name of the session was Sped Tech, helpful Chromebook and Chrome extensions that you can use with your students. And these are links to different resources. So this is going to open up a Google Doc file. All right, this is just another website that I can click on and open up to. So everything is so organized. I can't stress that enough. Um, and then I have here Session 3, digital breakouts with using G Suite. And all of this information is captured under Session 3 in this agenda. So I'm using Wakelet in this collection as an agenda. And in this agenda, I'm providing different resources as, you know, as resources for support to support my session. So everything is all in here. And then Session 4 was WeVideo. And this was basically my agenda for WeVideo, what I wanted the attendees to get out of the session. And there's some more information here about WeVideo, some examples. When you click on the example, it should have opened up the link to it. And another image of a video production rubric. So this collection here is just an example again of an agenda style collection. And I use this now all the time when I'm training staff, because for me it's just easier to keep track of what resources I included, what information I included, and really what my goal is to get out to the attendees. So this has been a true lifesaver for me. And when I switched over to this, I just felt like my content was clearly laid out and organized much better than using a Google Doc or a table in a Google Doc. So this is just one example of how you can use Wakelet. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go into the Wakelet collection or my Wakelet account. And like I said, when you go to wakelet.com, you create a free account, and this is the screen that you're going to get. So the first thing that you can do is you can create a new collection. So you would just click this green plus sign here. And this is where you can start adding resources for different chapters in your book or different units in your book. You can add resources to collaborate with your peers. You can add resources to give to your students as a digital backpack. So right here, this would be the title. So I'm just going to put a demo for the Sweet Talk collection. And you can write a description, or you can just put Unit 1, Chapter 1, resources. Okay. And what I do is I always add a cover image just to make it look a little bit more user-friendly and visual. You can upload an image from your device, or you can choose one from the library. I always choose one from the library because it's just easier, and there's so many to pick from. So let me just see what's available here. If we just do demo, let's just do paperwork. Okay, and let's pick this one. All right, and I can edit my cover image. Again, I can pick a different image from the library or reposition it. I can make the cover full cover, half cover, all right, to save space, or I can hide it. But I'll make it half cover. Another thing that I always do is add a background image. So again, you can choose from the library, and we'll just do this one, with the leaves. And you can see here it looks a little bit more appealing than just white. So I would highly recommend doing that. Um, and the next part, what you would do is, you see this little plus sign here? This is the area where you're going to be able to add different objects into your collection. So the link here will allow you to add a website, online textbook, maybe a different, a common website that you use in your class. You can add that here. So let's just put in here, we'll just put Brain Pop. And you can see it adds Brain Pop. Okay, I'm going to add another object, and I can add a text object. So the text object is where I can write information. So this would be like if you wanted to write your homework, you can you can type your homework, and you can bold it if you wanted to. You can make it a header, all right, and then you can have a bulleted list here. I can also include a link here if I wanted to refer to a video. So we can just do this: write a video and watch the video and write a summary. So if I do that, I can put the link here. So let's just do youtube.com. And you can see that my word now is hyperlinked. And this is nice because this is where you can actually write information in here for your kids or for your peers. You hit save. Now, the next thing that I can do is click the plus sign again, and I can add YouTube videos. So if I wanted to, I can, let's say, search YouTube. I don't know what to search for. Let's say recipes. Let's say no. Well, what you can do is you can go to YouTube and you can search for your video. History, let's say. History of the world. Or we can do Earth Day, because Earth Day is coming up. So I can click on the video and I can share it. I can go back in here into my collection and add the video. I don't know why it's saying items not found. You should find it. Strange. Let's do Earth Day. Let's type Earth Day videos. This is what happens when you go live. Sometimes things don't work the way you want. All right, well, just know you can add videos. If I wanted to add that Earth Day video, I can use the link object and I can paste the link object of the YouTube video right in here. So you can still put it in. I'm not sure why the YouTube object is not working. Tweets, I can curate a hashtag from Twitter and put that whole conversation or chat in my collection. So if you were following like Sat Chat or um, EduChat or anything like that, EdTech Chat. You can put all that in here and curate the information for people to catch up on. Bookmarks is something else that is available to you through Wakelet. Um, so when you bookmark or when you add resources into your collection, they're bookmarked so you can reference them later. So you can add those bookmarks into your collection, into a new collection if you wanted to. An image will allow you to, again, upload an image from your device, or you can choose from the library. So if I do upload from my device, I can simply add that in here. If I hit plus again, I can add a PDF file, and that'll go to my downloads folder, or I can connect it to, I can search my drive for my PDF files if I'm on a Chromebook as well. So if I do that, it'll add the PDF file here. And what's nice about this is if I didn't want to show this PDF icon that's associated with this file, I can edit that, and I can edit the image if I wanted to and change the image, just say to this, and you can see it looks a little bit more inviting. And if I wanted to remove or add any of the text to title the PDF, I can take that out as well and save it. So there's a lot of flexibility in here as well. As long as you hover over it, you can edit, and then you can add, information to it or remove information if you wanted to. When I hit plus again, I can add information or files from my drive. Just make sure that you connect your drive to and sign in with your Google account. Same with OneDrive, and I can add a Flipgrid video as well. So this Flipgrid video will allow me to basically record a prompt for the collection, and it will add that video into my collection. I really don't want to do this, so I am going to we'll record something. Let's see what happens. Hi, this is a Flipgrid video that I'm going to insert into my Wakelet collection. And let's see if I hit next, take the snapshot. And my Flipgrid video should show up right here. So this is a nice way to introduce the collection. This is nice for maybe students who, for accessibility, they can listen and they can watch, you speak. So this is nice as an introduction, or maybe as a supporting point somewhere in the collection if you wanted to explain or go over something in your collection with your students. You can certainly do that as well. If you didn't want this video or this object in the collection, just hover over it and then you hit the delete key. Another thing that's nice is you can see here I have everything in random order. Everything is in order by the way I demoed it to you. And I may not want it to be in this order. I may want to rearrange the objects. So what I could do, and the easiest way to do this, is to turn on easy reorder mode. And now I can simply drag the objects up or down and put them in a specific order that I want to display it in. So that's pretty cool. And then when I'm done with that, I just turn off easy reorder mode, and it takes precedence of all of the changes that I just made. If I didn't want to do that, just say I wanted to add this video and move it up, one spot, I can come over here hover over to the side, and I can simply just tap on the up arrow and it'll move up one spot. The arrow with the line pointing up or down, that's going to move it to the top of the collection or to the bottom of the collection. So for this example here, if I click on this arrow to pointing down with the line, it's going to take that and move that Earth Day video all the way down to the bottom. And sometimes people may need to do that, so that's a nice option to have as well. So another thing that you can do with Wakelet is you can make Wakelet look like a Pinterest board. So, some people they really like Pinterest because it's visual, and again, it collects all of the information into one board. Well, this is very, very similar to it. And what's nice is if you change the media view here, you can make it look similar to Pinterest board by selecting mood board. So the mood board will put all of your information in a format like this, where it's visual and you can see everything very easily in one screen. And I can move and rearrange objects as well on here. You just have to be careful with this because sometimes if you're using the text object and you want this image to be next to the text object, it may not do that. So you may have to rearrange your board so that your text object is in the right spot that goes along with that image. So you just have to be mindful of that. But a lot of people love the mood board option because it reminds them of Pinterest. But you don't have to use mood board. It defaults to media view. Um, and sometimes you don't want to keep scroll down all the way down because there could be a lot of objects in your collection. So you can click on the compact view, and basically it'll just make all of your objects smaller. Or you can do the grid view, which kind of puts it more in like a two by whatever amount of rows you need. So this, it kind of looks a little bit more neater, the grid view. But again, you can pick whatever you like. Um, it's totally up to you. It's a preference, really. So I'm going to go back to media view, and I like the media view or the compact view because I like showing my background image. Like I said, it's just a preference, um, you know, but it's there, so you can certainly do whatever you like with it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save and exit. All right, and now my collection is available, for me to have in my account. I can add contributors to this collection. So if I click on this, I can invite either my peers to collaborate with me in here. So this is a nice way to share collection with another grade level subject area teacher. So if you're teaching social studies, um, and another member of your seventh or of your grade levels teaching social studies, you can create a Wakelet collection and share resources for your units or your chapters. So this would be more of a teacher to teacher collection. And you can, collaborate in here and share resources and resources that you created or links, and you can put them all in here and you have them. So instead of going to the copy machine and having a folder in your filing cabinet, you have a collection in Wakelet. So you can share the collection with a code, with a link here. You can copy the link and email it to them. You can share the collection via the QR code or this actual code for the collection. or you can email um, the teacher as well. And then here you can manage contributors. So just say, for example, that person's not teaching social studies anymore. They don't need your collection. You can remove them as a contributor to the collection if you need to. So those are really easy ways to invite people um, to collaborate with you on a collection. Now, if you were using this with students, how would you share this code with your students or share this collection with your students? You would copy the link here and you would put it in Google Classroom. And at that point, it would be a digital backpack for them, right? So they can use this as a digital backpack for their chapter or their unit. And you can add your videos in here explaining the concept. You can flip your class using Flipgrid, put the videos in here as well, screencastify, anything that you need to reiterate to your students. Use a video tool like Flipgrid or Screencastify, and you can put that in here. The students can learn at their own pace at that point. They can, stop and pause it and rewind it and fast forward it um, to what they need to. They're taking ownership um, of their lesson or of their education at that point. So that's a nice feature as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to edit the collection again, and I want to show you here the share and permission. So here you'd have to, obviously, if you're going to make this a digital backpack for your students, you're going to want to leave it unlisted so that only the students who have that link that you shared in Google Classroom, they would be able to access this collection. Again, and that you can do with your teacher peers as well. Leave it as unlisted. If you actually create a collection that you want to share with the world, then you would make it public. Um, but for the most part, if you're creating collections for your students or your peer or for your peers, you're going to keep it unlisted because they'll still be able to access it with the link that you share with them. And that's basically it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click save and exit. And I'm going to go back to the home page. And you can see here, these are all of my collections that I created. And I have all different collections for different things. So what I'm doing very slowly is when I'm taking all of my bookmarks, say for coding, that I saved in Google Chrome, and I would create a coding or computer science collection and add those bookmarks to my Wakelet collection. So let's see here. Here's computer science and STEM education. So if I click on this, this is basically giving me all of the resources that I have saved or the bookmarks that I saved in my Chrome browser. I put them into a Wakelet collection. So I'm slowly moving things over into Wakelet. It just takes time to do it, So I'm going to go back to the home page, and you can see here I have 23 collections. I have 475 bookmarks. So if I wanted to bookmark something and add it to a collection, this is the part where this is the area where I can do that. So anything that I saved in a collection is automatically bookmarked, and it goes into this section here. So I can actually search the bookmarks. I can change the layout of how I want to display it, and I can filter them. So this is just an area where it saves everything that you curated into this section here. The group collections is an area where if someone asked you to or invited you to collaborate in a collection, this is going to be where it's going to show up. So you would get an invitation, you would accept it, and then that collection would would come up here in the group collections area, and this is where you would see it. So I shared a lot of collections from my different accounts with this account, so that's why you're seeing things in here that are from me as well. But again, like if you're sharing a collection with a teacher, they would have to accept the invitation, and then once they accepted it, that collection would show up in the group collection area for for that for that collection. So that's what these mean here. So it's organized by your collections that you own. The bookmarks are all of the resources that you curated throughout your entire account. And then the group collections is basically an area where you were invited to collaborate. So I'm going to hit home. And another thing here, which is new, is that the Wakelet team have a surf school available. So this surf school is a great resource for people learning how to use Wakelet. So this is great for students. This is great for teachers. You can go through here. There's videos in here on how to use it and how different ideas on how to get started with it. And here's the student part, and it's nice because students they find themselves being rewarded when they finish something, and this is a nice way to get them on board with Wakelet. So the surf school, so I would check that out. And you can also download the educator guide, which is here as well. It's a PDF file. And the last thing that I want to show you is the Chrome extension. So the Chrome extension is huge. So I'm going to go to the Chrome Web Store, and I'm going to search for Wakelet. And if you're going to start using Wakelet, you definitely need to get the Chrome extension because it's going to save you a lot of time. So once you search the Chrome Web Store for Wakelet, install it. All right. And once it's installed, it's going to have a W up here at the top right in your Chrome browser. And that means it's installed. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to easily add a website to a collection in your account. So I'm going to search, let's search for Earth Day videos again. And let's do this one. So this is the video that I want to add into my collection. So at this point, I would have to, copy the URL address, or I can hit share and copy it, and then go back into Wakelet and add it to a collection. Well, the Chrome extension handles all of that. So watch, when I click the W here, okay, it's asking me where I want to save this video. So it's asking me here, I want to save it to the collection area or the group collection area. So I'm going to select collections, and then it's asking me, look, it's prompting me with all of the collections that I have in my account. So isn't that cool? So I can select the collection that I want to save it in, and boom, I'm done. I don't have to copy the URL address. I don't have to share the URL address. I don't have to go back in and add it with the plus sign. The Wakelet Chrome extension handled the whole thing. So now if I go back into Wakelet and I go into my demo collection, all right, and there's the video. It added it right to the top. So the Chrome extension is huge. I would definitely recommend getting it because it's going to be a huge time saver, especially when you're looking for resources online for your students to create a digital backpack, or even for collaborating with your peers. It's just a great extension to have available. Sometimes, one thing you should know about the Chrome extension is that when you open a new tab, Wakelet kind of takes over on that. And if you don't like it, you can actually manage that by turning off the new tab feature. Um, so I really don't remember how I turned it off, but let me see. If I right click on, here it is. So all I did was I right clicked on the Chrome extension, and right here where it says enable Wakelet extension for new tabs, I just turned it off. I disabled it. The default is that it's on. And sometimes, people don't like it. So you have the option to disable it, um, and go about what you're always doing. There's no change there, but I would highly recommend getting the Chrome extension because it'll save you a lot of time with curating resources. And another way of using it, let me go back to um, my image here. So I showed you how a teacher uses it as a website. He had his homework posted there. All he does is he uses the Wakelet app on his phone, and he takes a picture of his homework and he uploads it to his 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 school collection for his website. That's it. So it's very easy. So you can use it as a website because you can add videos, you can add text objects in there, different links to different resources. Okay. Again, you can curate information in here. You can collect social media conversations on Twitter in here. So if you're like maybe a high school teacher and you're doing Twitter chats, you can curate the conversation and save it in the Wakelet collection. You can use it to complete assignments, like exit tickets or writing prompts. You can have the kids do that as well. An agenda, like I showed you before, you can use it to keep yourself organized and have everything neatly um, laid out. A digital backpack, again, is a nice way to give your students all of the resources they need for a specific chapter or a specific topic or unit. And then they have everything all in the collection. It's easier for them to find. Same with the unit or the lesson resources. A digital portfolio as well. Students toward the end of the year, they collect all of their projects that they've done for the year, and some students put it in different tech tools. You can do Seesaw, you can put them in a Google site, you can put them in a Google slide deck. Some people choose Wakelet. And it's very, very easy for the students to gather the information and put the link into Wakelet. So keep that option open as well. It's a very easy tool to use, and I don't really feel that the students will have a hard time learning it. Um, so basically, uh, that's concludes my demo on Wakelets. Let me go back. I'm going to go back into my agenda, and I want to check to make sure that everything that I said I was going to do, that I did. Yep. So again, all of these bulleted items is exactly what I showed you in this episode of the Sweet Talk. So, you can always go into the Surf School. You can go through the videos in there, download the educator guide, uh, which is nice to have. It's a PDF file. You can use that and figure out how you would maybe different ways of using it. And this is, again, I'll put this out on the show notes as well, my agenda, but this is something that you can reference as well. And with that said, I am going to conclude the show. So I'm going to go to my website. That's the suite talk.com, and you will see tonight's episode here on the homepage. If you would like to be a guest on my show, you can please fill out the guest form and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Right now, I'm scheduling for the summertime, which is very nice, and I'm very thankful for that. You can check out the schedule here. Um, you can also join the Facebook community, which is right here, um, and support my mission to pay it forward. If you'd like to watch any past episodes, click on the episode page and you'll see all of the YouTube videos as well as the show notes, which is a Wakelet collection. And the podcast list is here as well. If you would like, you can stay on top of any episodes that I complete by subscribing to my YouTube channel, my newsletter, um, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Google Podcasts as well. And one last thing is Alice Keeler and I wrote a book about Google Classroom, and it should be out by June, right around ISTE. It's called Stepping Up to Google Classroom. It's 50 steps for beginners to get started. And if you'd like to stay up to date on when it's coming out, you can click on this link here and subscribe to Alice's newsletter. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. And that's basically it. So, with that said, let me come back and stop sharing my screen. And I really hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Sweet Talk, going over Wakelet. Um, and if you have any questions about it, you can always find me on Twitter at the underscore tech underscore lady. And, I'll try to answer or help you out. But, don't be afraid to ask. That's what it is. It's all about paying it forward. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I hope that you have a great evening. Bye.